Hey guys, thanks for watching and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be reviewing the LCT240 Pro microphone from Lewitt for spoken word. I am super excited for this review. I've been waiting to try this mic out for quite a while. For those that are just looking for some sound samples, the audio you are listening to now is recorded using the LCT240 Pro and will continue to be until noted later in the video. I'm about 4 inches off the microphone and I do have the metal pop screen in front of it. This is in a pretty quiet environment, but there may be a little bit of background noise with the house just having, laundry going or the AC unit outside or that kind of thing. But you can hear how it's going to sound in a pretty, probably like your best case scenario at home unless you have a super well treated room. As I said, I will be using the metal pop screen for the recording, which is available as a separate purchase. Keep in mind you'll need the proprietary shock mount to use it because it mounts magnetically on the shock mount, so without the shock mount it doesn't work right. Later in the video I'll have sound samples using the included foam screen as well if you'd prefer to use that. That doesn't cost any extra and it does work pretty well. And samples with no filter. My natural voice is on the bassier side with a pretty flat treble region, if that helps you for reference in terms of how this sounds. The intro is recorded in my walk-in closet that works pretty well as a booth and doesn't have any air conditioning vents, but we can get a little bit of background noise. It's pretty close to ideal working conditions for a home environment, but it's not going to be completely soundproof. No filters or processing has been applied to this other than normalizing the audio to -14 LUFS for YouTube. Later in the video, I will give you some audio processed in a few different ways. One is in an untreated room with no processing, and the second is with OBS noise suppression, and the third is with Mac machine learning software application Hush, which will give you an idea of how it works using AI, but that one costs money and only works for Mac. Aside from normalizing the audio for YouTube, no additional processing has been applied to this recording until noted later in the video. Later in the video, we will get into comparison recordings that are processed in a few different ways and recordings using different accessories. We will see how this sounds using it for a Zoom audio conference, and I'll also be doing some blind comparison tests so you can see what this sounds like compared to some other microphones in its price range, as well as some cheaper options I'm going to throw in there just to shake things up. Feel free to use the chapter markers to jump around if you'd like. Let's get started with the unboxing though and discuss the build quality and accessories of the unit. Again, all this audio is recorded using the LCT240 Pro recorded in a well-treated room. In the box, you will get some documentation and registration information, as well as a really nice pouch. It's got a fuzzy internal lining that feels like fleece, and it just kind of feels like they put some effort into it. There are only 2 kit options, or there's at least 2 kit options. There might be more than that, but the one I got with the shock mount and another that has a standard mount. Know that the shock mount is more expensive. The standard mount comes in at $99 at the time of this review, and the shock mounted version is $139 currently on Amazon. I did pick up this kit on eBay for $79 with the shock mount though, so it's probably worth poking around to find a good deal. I did have to buy the metal pop screen separately though, which was a $25 additional charge with free shipping from B&H when I ordered it. The kit I received has the foam windscreen, and I was disappointed it had white fluffy stuff all over it. It wasn't that hard to pick off, but it did cheapen the feeling of the package as a whole. Side note, if I forget to mention it later, the foam windscreen is a great accessory if you don't get the metal option. It significantly helps with plosives, so don't throw it away. You also get a cool little wristband that says make yourself heard, as well as the shock mount. The shock mount is a strange item to have to describe. It feels both high quality and cheap at the same time. It's straight up plastic and has a thick quality construction, and the bottom that screws into the microphone is pretty robust feeling. The microphone sits nice and tightly into the unit, but the small bands and the fact that the microphone basically sits on the plastic and not the suspension wires makes me think that this is more for looks than something that's going to help much with rejecting any shocks. But we'll see. It does come with what looks like a 3/8 inch adapter to the 5/8 inch thread, so you should be able to mount it either way you want from there. The adjustable hinge on the mount feels robust for a plastic connector and like something that will last you a good long time without any failure. The wheel on the bottom feels especially strong and threads with a satisfying feeling of quality when you connect it to the mic. The mic itself feels small but well made. The black metal feels high quality, and the general vibe of the mic is futuristic military gear kind of thing, like a carbon fiber, which I really like. It feels like something that is small in size, not because of a lack of quality, but because they efficiently fit all of the quality they needed into a small container. It's the reason I ended up canceling my order for the King Bee II. I just didn't want to deal with a 2.5 pound monster in the frame of my shot, this mic is big enough to feel quality, but small enough to not be a beast in the frame of your video. The capsule reflects beautifully through the grill at certain angles and reminds you that although this is an entry-level microphone from Lewitt, Lewitt makes really high quality stuff. This mic has a simple chassis without a bunch of bells and whistles, which I really like. I'm going to use this for YouTube. I don't really need a bunch of pads and puller patterns and stuff just to mess up and accidentally change. Just give me a cardioid puller pattern and let me get to work, and that's pretty much what I got here. Pass along the savings to us as the consumer for not having all those bells and whistles, and as far as I can tell, I think that they've done that with this price point. I know Tom Buck mentioned having issues getting the microphone into the correct position using the shock mount. I even bought a microphone ball mount for adjustability, just in case I needed it, but I didn't end up needing it. It seems to work just fine. So for me, I mounted it on the right part of my desk, and then I extended it to its left towards me, and I was able to adjust it with everything I needed. So you may be able to get by without anything like that. In this next section, we will move to an untreated room to hear how this sounds in a different environment. Okay guys, welcome to the attic. We're going to do some tests in here, and the reason why I'm doing a majority of the tests in here is because this is a room that I think typifies the kind of area that a lot of people would be recording into. It's an untreated space. It is a dedicated space, but directly behind me is not directly in front of me is the vent. So there's a vent that does AC right now. It's not on, but it kind of comes and goes. And it's, you know, within about 3 feet of me, and about 2 feet to my left is a computer, a traditional desktop computer with spinning fans and that kind of thing. So this is going to typify probably the kind of environment that you would be in. Not everybody has really well treated environments, and the goal of using it up here is to do a few things. So I've got 3 options. One is we just do the audio as it is. I'm sure you'll hear air moving, fans, so on and so forth. So we will have that. I also have OBS, which is, you know, free software. It works for PC, it works for Mac, and OBS has the ability to do noise suppression, which is built in. Again, a free plugin. It's just an easy on-off. So we're going to test what the noise suppression sounds like. I don't typically use a noise gate because I just think it sounds weird. Either you get weird pumping noises, or the in or the out, or you hear more, like you'll actually hear the background stuff during you talking, but then when you stop talking it gets dead silent. I just think they usually sound weird, so maybe I'm just not very good at using them. But I think that the more artificial intelligence based or algorithmic, I think I said that right, algorithmic options like OBS has for the noise suppression is good. That's the preference, I think, because that's free and it works for everything and it's easy on off and so on and so forth. And it's baked into the actual recording of the audio as well, so you don't even have to do any post-processing, no work. You just get it done that way. So we're going to do some raw audio without any kind of noise suppression. I've been kind of riffing so far because that's what I'm doing here. So right now there is no noise suppression going whatsoever, and now I'm going to turn on the noise suppression. So now we have the noise suppression on in this environment. I'm just going to let it do its thing. And you probably don't hear any background noise. I don't know how much different. I think sometimes you can still hear the stuff while somebody's talking, but I feel like even that improves. And in general, it doesn't do too bad of a job of messing up the voice. It usually will take out some of those low frequencies, but without really losing the tone of how the person sounds. So this is with noise suppression on, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. And this is without noise suppression. So testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3 4 5. And now I will leave a section here right after this. Starting now, I will have the hush audio, which is, this is a fancier one. So it's an AI-based dialogue. It doesn't matter what they call it. Anyway, it's basically just an application. It runs specifically on Mac Silicon. So they use the Mac processors specifically to be able to run the algorithmic or AI-driven filters. It doesn't only help with it helps with reverb in the room, which a lot of times the noise suppression does not, and it will also help with any of the underlying sounds. So it kind of does a lot of different things, and a lot of times it just does its thing. It's not perfect, and sometimes you lose a little bit of voice quality, but I mean, for like a one button fix, it's a pretty damn good solution. The downsides being it only works for Mac and that it's $89. I bought it when it first came out because I was blown away from it. It was like $49. I'm guessing this is similar to what Adobe has in their Audition software, but what's nice about the Hush app is that you just buy it once and then you own it. So I don't have to continue paying for it or pay a subscription or anything like that for it. I can just use it forever, and that's part of why I got it when I did. So if you don't need all the fancy stuff of Audition, but you like, I heard like one of the features is called noise isolation or whatever. I'm guessing it's a very similar product. You can just buy this once and be done with it. So anyway, this is a test using the Hush software, how that sounds. I'm curious what you guys think in terms of the sound quality difference between the Hush AI, the noise suppression of OBS, and unprocessed audio. In general, I found that OBS works really well, but it's like the more challenging the environment gets, the harder a time it has. So if it's a challenging environment, you start to get a lot of, I don't know if the right word is artifacting or whatever, but it just starts to sound a little bit garbled and weird, kind of like Zoom does, honestly, when you have a lot of trouble out of it. So that might be the best way to go if it works for your environment. Your environment is very bad, you just click the button and be done with it, then that's great. But if you have a more challenging environment, I'm wondering when we hear this back if this is going to sound better as I'm using the Hush processing to go through and clean up the audio. So I guess I'll find out later. Hi guys, Future Jeremy here. I noticed that it wasn't a very challenging environment in those tests. I still think that it might be helpful, and probably is helpful for a quieter environment, but I made this a little bit of a more challenging environment. So currently I have a refrigerator that's loud, about 3 feet, about 45 degrees from me, and whatever the other version of 45 degrees is behind me. There's a fan basically blowing directly towards the mic, and there might be some return air going here. So this is an unfiltered sound, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. And this is with OBS noise suppression on, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So noise suppression on, noise suppression off. So hopefully that helps a little bit more. And I turn noise suppression on. The following, starting now, will be done with the Hush audio software. So you can hear how that sounds as well in a more challenging environment. I mean, you should never be recording in an environment that's this bad anyway, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what it sounds like in a more challenging setup than just kind of a quiet room with a I mean, really, last night, I think the only thing going on was the spinning hard drive. So this is a more challenging version of the test. Hopefully this helps. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Microphone test, testing 1 2 3. This is a microphone test, and I am testing the Plosives on the LCT 240 Pro. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This is me about 4 inches, 10 centimeters off of the microphone, and I'm speaking right past it. It is about 45-degree angle from me, so it is pointed at my mouth, but my mouth is not pointed at it. So you can use this. I still found, at least when I was listening before, it seemed like there was a little bit of distortion when I tried to use it in this way. So I think my voice is kind of forceful, and sometimes it goes out and it basically it hits anyway, even when I'm trying to be careful. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. We'll hear if there's any sound here. I'll mute this just for a second because this sounds terrible. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How does the metal sound different from having nothing? At least in the past when I was listening to it, this made a pretty big difference, because if you're like directly talking into this, it sounds bad. Like it'll plosive like crazy, and the metal only helps a little amount. But if you're using good mic technique where you're pointing at it this way, it's pretty close. It's pointed at the mouth, but I'm being pretty disciplined in terms of talking right past it. It really helps with taking the edge off of any possible plosives that get through, because it's creating another layer of diffusion between the microphone and me. So it tends to help pretty well. Now, honestly, the foam one, this one sounds, can I get that to do that? There we go. This, I think, if I remember right, sounds better. So let's listen to it real quick. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. For memory, I think this sounds just as good, if not better. I mean, the only thing that you don't get with this is it just doesn't look as cool. Look, it's kind of messing up the vibe, the gunmetal thing. You don't get to see it. Now it just looks like kind of like a square dorky a microphone. It just looks like a microphone. It's not cool. This is cool. I mean, look at that. You know, it looks like, I don't know, like if I was on a stealth bomber and I'm doing a podcast on it, like this is what it should look like. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I just need to add, because this is all magnetic here. Boom, you just throw it on like that and it just looks sweet. So I like this. I like the look and feel of this. I like it on camera. I like this on camera because it's small enough, but it still looks quality. It's not too tiny. It's not too big. It just seems to be about right. And it's a really good looking microphone. So this is what I would do. I would use the metal. I would use this, even though I'm not sure how much this is, you know, honestly doing. In fact, just so I don't forget during the test, let's just try some stuff here. So this is me tapping on the mic. This is if I, you know, just whack into the shock mount and the mic arm and hitting the desk. So how's that? So, I mean, this is probably what I would do more, is I would bump it, you know, something like that. So how's that sound? Is that, I don't know. I don't get the feeling that this is really helping a ton, because even though it's got these things on it, the mic is sitting, this isn't going to sound the best, but I want you to see it. The mic is sitting literally like the mic is sitting in the plastic. So even though you've got these things here, like it doesn't feel like there's any pad. Like there should be like a pad or foam or something like that around the mic itself, is what it feels like. But it's not. There's nothing there. So it feels like that would still cause direct shocks, I would think, if I was, because of course I'm an expert on this matter. If I was designing a shock mount, I would think you'd want it on some kind of foam or something that suspended it directly, as well as having like these wire things here, so that as it's moving, there's not like that plastic on metal direct, which I'm guessing is going to cause, you know, resonance and that kind of thing. So I mean, you basically want to wrap it, you know, something padded. So, but this doesn't really pad it. So I'm a little confused on what the purpose of it is. Like here, if you just see, you're just tapping this plastic, I'm guessing you can hear that clearly, because there's nothing between the plastic and the mic itself. So I'm sure that that's like a cost-cutting thing, but given that they're trying to do a bundle, and this costs $39 more just to have it with this mic, and then you get it and it's kind of like, eh. I mean, I'm guessing if I just wrapped like some kind of foam material and put that between the mic and that it would be significantly better. And I know Lewitt is a world-class company with the way that they have presented themselves, everything that I've seen. I mean, some truly state-of-the-art, amazing microphones. I'm really a little confused on why they didn't just put a little bit more effort into this. Like, really all you'd have to do is where the mic screws in here, there's some kind of foam that it sits in, and it still screws together, but then the mic isn't directly on the plastic. At least, I mean, what do I know? But that's just what intuitively feels right to me. And this is so robust. I mean, the screw-in's really nice, and it's got these connectors on it, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like it could use a little bit more engineering. So maybe Ryko can help or something. So anyway, that's what I think. That's my rant on this. My idea with the Zoom audio is just to give you a sample so that if you want to use this for audio conferencing, you'll have the ability to use this as a reference. I'm not going to turn off the filters and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know how many people are on their corporate Zoom calls and are like doing advanced audio, you know, like, oh, I'm going to go into a room without, you know, any resonant noise. I mean, most people are going to be sitting in front of their computers. They're going to be doing it wherever they do business. So I just think you just throw it in there and see how it just sounds with Zoom. It already sounds way better than it would if you were just using a webcam mic or whatever. So I still think that the value is there, but I'm not going to go through all the advanced audio stuff for Zoom. I think that this is enough of an increase, and that most people, I mean, I'm an audio nerd and I don't want to be bothered with all that. I'm not sitting in my office and going, yeah, I'm going to turn off all the AC in the room and turn off all the fans and all that stuff so that I can have the very best quality that I can possibly do for this call. I'm not doing that. Honestly, on my side, a lot of times I just use a headset because it's simplest. You get your audio out and audio in. Simple, plug it in, sounds good, all that kind of thing. But if your thing is doing a microphone for Zoom, then I'll give you a reference for how to do it, but I'm not going to get into all the advanced audio filtering and that kind of thing. So hopefully that's okay. If you guys want more detail on that, then let me know, but I will give you a sample here so that you can check it out and see what this sounds like if you were to use it on a Zoom call. Hey, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test on Zoom of the LCT240 Pro. I'm about 4 inches away from the microphone and just speaking right past it. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to have some fun. So I wasn't sure how to handle this. At first, when I was doing this, I was like, all right, I'm going to hit them immediately with some blind samples because I feel like there is, and I'm guilty of this as well. Sometimes I'll buy a microphone and then I will just listen to reviews. I'll look for reviews that are just talking about how great it is. And I'll be like, oh yeah, you did such a great job of buying that microphone, and listen to how amazing it sounds during this review and so on and so forth. And if that's your thing, cool, you can skip this whole section. But I do challenge you. I challenge you to stick around and challenge yourself. And the reason I do this is that I'm a lowest common denominator guy. So I'm always interested in the best way to do something, or premium stuff, or stuff that is incredible. I love all that stuff. But I also will always look for the least expensive, the most basic way to do something. I will try to find out where marketing is getting into something and maybe making it something that it doesn't need to be. So long story short, I'm going to give you some blind audio samples here, and I'm mixing in stuff that's way less expensive. So we're going to turn the light. I'm not literally going to turn the lights off, but you're not going to see these things until we get done. So I'm going to do these video tests. You're going to hear audio samples of all these different mics, and we are going to listen to them back, and you can tell me which ones you like. So what we're going to do is we will listen to all of them. I will give you a pause. I would like you guys to go write in the description which one's your favorite. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put them in order. I'm not telling you what they are. I am going to tell you that we've got a bunch of different ones, and I bet you'll be surprised, but let's make sure that the value in this is not just a perceived value based on wanting to buy something that looks cool, but that the audio quality is there as well. And if you still want to buy it just because it looks cool, that's fine too. But let's listen to the actual audio quality compared to some other options, and I will tell you which one's which. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so we are now back on the LCT 240. The only processing that I have applied is putting in a limiter, which shouldn't really matter at all anyway. And I will normalize the audio between the different mics. I tried to match it up as good as I could, but it wasn't perfect. Right below which ones you liked. Feel free to guess what mics they are if you're interested in doing that, but go ahead and write those below. I'm not going to wait because that wouldn't make any sense. So you pause the video if you want to, so it's not spoiled, but I'm now going to show you what the options, not the options, what the results were of the microphone tests, and you can see what you think about them, and if you're surprised. There's some stuff that's cheap, some that's expensive. Maybe you really wanted to like this microphone, and now you're afraid that maybe you picked the wrong one. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the results, and I will tell you what each of these microphones were and see what you guys thought. I'm interested to see what the results were. So let's take a look. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay guys, here's an audio sample. This audio sample has equalization as well as compression on it. Just some light work. There's probably 5-10 minutes worth of work just to get rid of some of those reverberant, kind of ugly sounds in the middle for this untreated room and give you an idea of what a little bit of work in post-processing would give you if you spend a little bit of time to do it. I will also include on the screen the settings that I used for those if you'd like them. Just know that every room is different, so you're probably going to need to adjust these in whatever you're using to edit your audio to sound how it needs to sound for your room. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Microphone test, testing, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Hey guys, final thoughts and opinions time. I'm wearing different clothes, obviously. I've had actually a few days. I spent a lot more time on this than I originally thought, so I hope some people get something out of this and can watch the whole video. But also I wanted to say, during those recordings, I didn't realize till I listened to it back that if you're wearing really good headphones and you're really listening closely, you can hear some crackling and stuff like that on it. I think that's because I was hand holding everything. So my apologies if you hear that, but that is not a reflection of the microphones listed here. I think it's mostly just because I was holding the cables by hand and I might have had the cables rustling a little tiny bit on something. You won't notice it out of like laptop speakers or whatever, but if you're listening with like IEMs or really good headphones, you'll hear a little bit of crackling and some kind of weird kind of rustling noises, and that's just that's my fault for not setting them up really carefully every time, and I will do that differently next time. So anyway, my apologies if you notice that. Just know it's no reflection on the microphones themselves. So my first thoughts are just in general, the tonal properties of this microphone are really good. It is a modern sound, so you're not going to get a lot of low end. You could add some in post-processing if you wanted to, but in terms of, for me, I believe that this mic is best when you kind of leave it to do what it does. And it doesn't have, it's not going to give you a big full low end. It's more of like clean, clear, smooth with like just a touch of spice on the high end to keep things interesting. If that's what you're looking for, it's a really good mic. If you want something that's built really well, that looks really cool, I mean, I think it's cool on camera. It looks really neat. I'm not going to take it apart and make all these noise, make noise out of it, but you want it to look cool, that's great. I don't think the shock mount really does a whole lot. I mean, it does do some stuff, here, but it won't if you actually, touch that. It doesn't really do a whole lot. So is there a lot of value there for 40 bucks? I don't think so. The metal, windscreen is cool, but again, if you're talking past it, barely makes any difference. I just kind of like it as part of the package. I think it's actually less effective than just using the windscreen that comes in the box. So if you're in a budget, $99, that's what I would do. But for my gut, I mean, I showed you guys some other $99 mics. The Videomic Go II is incredible with all the different things it can do. So not only did it sound good on camera, but you can plug it in via USB. You can put it on top of a camera. You can use it as an off-camera mic. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. And that isn't even talking about all the Rode Connect stuff with the back-end software that you get with that. You can do equalization with it. You can even use that in Rode Connect to plug, like if you had a few of those, you could use it for podcasting and stuff. So it's really amazing what value that gives you out of the box. Now, that being said, that's not a traditional on-camera mic. I mean, now that I've spent the $100 or so on this, I don't want to get rid of it. I will continue to use it. I love this mic, and I'm excited that I get to keep using it. And in terms of on video mics, it's going to look better than an SM57 is. It's easier to deal with than a Podmic. And from what you heard, I'm guessing most people think the Podmic just doesn't, it sounds kind of thin. It doesn't really, sound all that great. The USB Mini. Okay, so the USB Mini, I kind of love that mic in a way because I can basically do everything I do with this, but without having to have any kind of audio interface. It's very similar in the sense of, I think, the type of sound quality that you get out of it. It's similar form factor. And on top of that, you can just plug it right in and go. And the USB Mini also has an awesome, I've reviewed lots of audio stuff. I spent a lot of time working with headphones, things like that. It has an absolutely amazing headphone amp just built into it. So it's not only a microphone, but you can use it as an audio interface. You can even plug it out into whatever you want to record a backup audio session for you if you want. It also has the ability to use Rode Connect, so you can do different EQ functions with it right out of the box. That's an additional value that you get out of it. The headphone amp not only sounds good, but is really powerful. So you could use it for high impedance headphones, HD560s, I think that's what they're called, HD560 Sennheisers. It'll make any of your headphones sound good. It'll power just about anything I could throw at it. And it's got real-time monitoring that is built right into it and stuff too. So that's a really good value. Okay, then let's talk about the Behringer mic, the Pyle mic, and the Fifine mic. The Fifine mic, I couldn't believe. I'd forgotten how it sounds. That's $30 and it's USB and it sounds great right out of the box. It's a really nice sound. So if you just need something inexpensive, you want to get going, there's nothing wrong with using that microphone. The Pyle microphone and the Behringer microphone are both built like tanks. They're both really good. It was weird on playback. I didn't really like how the Pyle sounded as much. I did like the Behringer more. I think that I was getting a little bit of distortion even with a windscreen with those, even having them a few inches away. You may want to get some kind of windscreen that will give you a pocket of air in between the grill and the screen, because the SM57 I think did a lot better with rejecting not just plosives, but any kind of resonant, kind of powerful sounds. It felt like those models were distorting a little bit, and I don't think it's because of the quality of the microphone. I think it needed a little bit more space there because of the lack of any kind of windscreen around it. The windscreen that I put on it just kind of sat over the top of it, so it didn't give you a lot of separation there. The AT875R is one of my all-time favorites. Compares really well with some of the nice Sennheiser shotgun microphones. I included that just for reference. Honestly, I probably could have recorded that a little bit better. I think it was getting just slightly overwhelmed due to proximity. I tried to have everything about 4 inches away, and I'm not sure. It still has a very full sound, but it almost sounds like it's overwhelming the mic. I think that would be better just a few inches away, but all of these recordings were done in the same fashion. So you have similar results from similar distances, and you can compare them all. But my final takeaway, this is a great mic. I like it. Is it the best microphone in existence? No. Is it an end game microphone? No. But it sounds really good. It looks really good on camera. It's really easy to power. Anything with phantom power will take care of it. And it actually did really well with rejection, with background rejection. I was surprised that it did as well as it did. It wasn't that different than the dynamic microphones like an SM57, which are famous for rejecting background noise. So if you're afraid of getting a condenser just because of background noise in your room, I really wouldn't worry about it that much. I don't think it's really that much different than some of the dynamic mics that are famous for rejecting that kind of sound. So that's what I got. Is this the hidden gem best mic in existence around this price point? I don't think so. I like it a lot, but I got a deal on this for like $80, plus I bought the windscreen for $25. For $100 plus $40 for the shock mount plus $25 for the screen, I think you're better off just saving up for the 440 Pure. I haven't bought that myself yet, but it seems like it's an excellent value. I love the way that it sounds in all the tests, and that'll probably be something that I get in the future. But if you can find it, seems like they're trying to make some deals to get people to buy these now. I found mine on eBay. You might look around. I know Guitar Center will have things sometimes. Look at all your favorite retailers, but if for $80 you can buy it with the shock mount, then you can spend $25 on the screen like I did, and for $100 you get it. It's an excellent value. I would recommend it to anybody. So that's what I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that all of the tests were helpful. If there's ways that I can improve these in the future, I know this is a really long recording. I was experimenting with a lot of different things. I thought I'd include almost all of it. I'll probably get this tighter in the future, but I sure appreciate you guys watching. I love everybody that has tuned in and been supportive of the channel, and just, yeah, let me know if I can help with anything below, and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.